Hello, everybody. Once again, this is Rimon. Welcome to my show. Like my previous videos, I'm here with a very special guest. And one of the reasons I bring her to this show is because of BCCB. In this particular segment, I'm not going to talk about COVID-19. I'm not going to talk to a doctor. I'm going to talk to somebody who is a member of BCCB. BCCB stands for Bangladeshi Canadian and Canadian Bangladeshi. In short, we call it BCCB, the Journey of Hope. We have started this journey about 5 years ago. And till then, since then, many people, the goal of this journey is to bring all Bangladeshi Canadians and Canadian Bangladeshis together under one platform. We haven't done much, but we are trying to do our part. In that, almost 30,000 members from all over Canada, Canadian Bangladeshis and Bangladeshis Canadians, they have joined the Journey of Hope, and I look forward to see many more joining. Hopefully, one day, every one of us will be under one platform. Today, here I am talking to somebody who I did not meet. And this is the first time actually I am having a video conference, which you cannot see, but I got to know her through my interaction in the forum BCCB. Before I start with her, I wanted to say one thing. She is a member of 4 forums of BCCB. BCCB has different forums. Some of those are sports, some of those are different clubs, some of those are purpose-oriented. Some of those are just general forum, bringing everybody together. She is a member of the main forum, which is BCCB, Bangladeshi Canadian and Canadian Bangladeshi. She is also a member for BCCB Women. That's something unique where we have created a space to empower women, and it is managed for women by women. That's what I believe and we believe. This is more than 5,000 women strong, and no male, not even me, who founded this forum along with my wife. I am not in that forum. At the same time, she's also part of another 2 great initiatives. One is BCCB Ottawa. So Ottawa, if you are watching, you would possibly want to hear this interview. And then she is also a member of BCCB Matrimonial, Heavenly Match, which is a global forum connecting all Bangladeshis, offering matrimonial service for free. Welcome, Sabera Haque. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well too.
I am doing, and for everybody, this particular interview will be mostly in English, but we'll talk some Silti, I guess. She speaks better Silti than me, but I speak normal Bangla better than her, right? Okay, so that's like a match, right? Okay.
We can teach each other.
We can teach each other. So, Sabera, how are you doing during this COVID-19 time?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to just keep myself busy, catch up on certain housework that I couldn't do while I was working. And I'm also trying to learn new skills, polish up on my cooking skills, and
Oh, wow. Yeah.
catch up on my hobby painting. So it's good to have some time at home. I'm very happy to get to spend time with my parents. I couldn't do that while I was working because by the time I finished work, I came home, it'd be 6 o'clock in the evening. So I'm happy I'm able to spend time with them, help them out with certain things. And it's nice to have a house full of the family again.
Okay. So you have a keen interest in food, cooking. So possibly sometime in future, you would like to check out BCCB Foodies, which is a forum for all amazing people. Trust me, it is changing the way we look at food. Believe in me, you should want to, not for anything, go and check it out. Now, here's the thing I wanted to tell everybody, because she was talking about her work and coming back and not finding time. So she completed her Bachelors in Criminology from University of Ottawa. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So let me tell you, since when you are a member of BCCB?
I heard about it in 2018 April, and I believe I became a member in 2018 summer.
18 summer. If I may ask, how did you hear about it?
I heard about it through a family friend of mine who was encouraging other people to join the forum in order to help expand the community, help expand interactions, and it's a good way to network with people as well.
Okay, perfect. Now, when you joined, there must have been some expectations, like how the forum would be. Is it good or is it bad, or is it like, no, is below my expectation and things like that. Where was BCCB able to stand up to your expectation thus far? I know that there are many issues, there are many challenges. We deal with a diverse crowd, but overall, in general, do you think BCCB is on the right path?
I think that BCCB is a great forum. I think that oftentimes we need a space to share our problems, to share our ideas, or even to advise other people or to support other people. So I think this is a great forum for that. I also believe that sometimes we have certain questions that we don't know who the right person to ask is. So even posting a question on BCCB and getting responses from different people also help out a lot too. About 2 weeks ago, my cell phone broke, and it broke at such a time where all the stores were closed, and I didn't know why it was broken, why it wasn't working. So when I posted it on BCCB, I was very amazed to see how many people cooperated, how many people gave the answers and
Wow.
the advices. So it is a great forum. Honestly, I think that it's very helpful to many people in many different ways.
Okay, wow, that's great to hear. Now let's talk about little in depth, right? Okay. Now you are to me and to the viewers, I tell it very. There's a reason and there's a story behind the name BCCB, or there's a spirit behind it. Do you know that? Just in case, Sabera, why did we name
I
it
feel it.
BCCB?
I
You feel it?
I
Okay, tell
do.
me.
I kind of feel it. It's hard to explain how I feel, but I do feel a great positivity behind it for sure.
Okay, so let me just explain to you, right? Okay, and to all the viewers from Bangladeshi Canadians and around the world. Here is the thing. So, see, I came to this country sometime around 30 plus, right? Okay, I was born, brought up, everything in Bangladesh. So, the only country that at that point in time, I breathed, I smelled, I dreamt of, right? It is Bangladesh. I'm a Bangladeshi first. Then I came to this wonderful country, which is Canada. And then I found this Canada has opened its door to somebody who doesn't look like them, who doesn't have a lot of hair, right? And who looks completely different, right? Different religion, different ABC, right? And yet Canada said, we love you. We embrace you. Come, right? Be part of us. And then one day I became Canadian. So I fell in love with Canada. I became a Canadian. I'm a Bangladeshi first, and then I became a Canadian, Bangladeshi Canadian. Now, if I know about you, you are born and brought up in Canada. So
Yes.
my daughter is actually also born and brought up here, right? Okay. In 13 years, maybe a couple of months, she was in Bangladesh. So naturally, the first country that she saw and she understood and felt is Canada. She and
Yes.
people like you, I think, given an option where to stay, the answer is very clear, right? So she would choose possibly to stay in Canada, right? They think about Canada. So Canadian.
Yes.
Then I started telling her the story of Bangladesh. This is
Yes.
your dadar bari, grandmother's house. This is your grandpa's
Mm-hmm.
house. This is the beautiful
Mm-hmm.
story. This is the liberation war. This is how we secured our language
Mm-hmm.
right. And then
Mm-hmm.
they started falling in love with Bangladesh. They
Mm-hmm.
start holding. So that's how they are Canadian Bangladeshi. That's how I explain.
Yes.
BCCB bringing all together. Now you know a little bit actually what
Yes.
was the thinking behind. And we wanted a funky
Behind it.
name
Yes.
as well, right? Okay.
Yes.
And now if I may ask, how is your, like, you are in BCCB Ottawa, right?
Yes.
Okay. Personally, I know how Ottawa is doing, and I'll talk about that a little later. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to influence your thinking, but how is it being part of BCCB Ottawa?
I think it's really nice. Ottawa is a very, it's not too much of a big city as much as Toronto is or other cities, and it's a small city. A lot of people do know each other, so the community is very intact with each other. So I do know quite a few people in Ottawa that are part of this
Who do
forum
you
as
know
well.
in the but before that, before I go there, for the viewers and those who are listening, so BCCB, the Journey of Hope, we are building a pan-Canadian, across Canada organization, not localized in
Yes.
Toronto or Ottawa. So BCCB has chapters in every cities and wherever there is a Bangladeshi Canadian. So we have BCCB Vancouver, BCCB Ottawa, BCCB Calgary, BCCB Regina, and things like that. We have BCCB Prince Edward Island. We have BCCB Prince George Island, right? And our stated expressed goal is to take BCCB to everywhere there is a Bangladeshi Canadian, so we can serve that, and they can tell, just like you, that hey, I have a question, I don't know the answer, so let me post it and I get all the answers, right? Magic happens. So that's where I'm coming to BCCB Ottawa. It is a chapter of BCCB, and doing how it is doing, I'll talk about that, but let's hear from her. So Sabera, how do you feel being part of it? You said that you know some people over there from the team, the management that is working there, the volunteers, right?
Yes.
Do you know? Yeah, go ahead.
My cousin, who's Lubaba, I'm sure a lot of people in Ottawa have heard of her. I
do know her.
She's part of the management of the admin, and I've seen her do a lot for the community. She's a great conversation starter, and
she's amazing in terms of her work ethics.
Yeah, she's a very lovely person. And,
amazing, and we are blessed to have her. Can you convey to her that we said that we are blessed to have her in the team? And I do see her. Woman empowerment is extremely important to us. Very, very important. And I'll go to the BCCB Women a little late. So, in terms of BCCB Ottawa chapter, how is it doing? How do you feel being part of that journey?
I feel it's doing great. I believe, I call him Tanjeeb uncle because he comes off as an uncle to me. I think he's doing a great job in managing BCCB Ottawa. He's come up with great initiatives like BCCB Sport. He's done some potluck arrangements.
Amazing things. There were car rally, there were potluck, different things.
And when I found out that he was running the Ottawa show, I was quite happy because I've seen him do work for the community for many, many years before, back when I was a teenager, when he was a student. So I think that's a great thing that you put him in charge. And I also think he's doing a great job in running the forum. And it's another way to bring people more closer and to create more communication and networking.
So I want to take a little bit of credit here for picking a gem to lead Ottawa, right? Okay, so Tanjeeb, if you're listening, and sometime I hope you will listen to this thing, Tanjeeb uncle, you will definitely, and to many Tanjeeb bhai, you are definitely doing a good job when somebody from Ottawa tells you are doing that good. No, thank you so much. BCCB Ottawa is doing phenomenal job and possibly one of the best chapter right now. And Tanjeeb had been actually, BCCB Ottawa had been mentoring some other chapters because I see Ottawa setting example, setting benchmark. And recently during this COVID-19, under the guidance of Dr. Sadia Karim and the team, they had been making this mask. So if you are looking at, if you're listening, so BCCB Ottawa chapter has taken an initiative which is about making your own mask, reusable mask. Now keep in mind, PPE is very much in demand. PPE stands for personal protective equipment. That is very, very important at this point in time. So BCCB Ottawa has taken up an initiative led by Dr. Sadia Karim under her guidance, right? Okay, in that it has gone beyond Ottawa. Now, many other cities are participating. The other day, someone, Sabera from Toronto, she called me and she said, Rimon Bhaiya, I can sew, right? I can, S-E-W, I don't know if I pronounce it right or wrong.
Stitch.
Right?
Yeah,
I can stitch, right? Okay, so I would like to be part of it. So I connected her to Tanjeeb. So that's the impact you guys are making, right? It's being done in Vancouver, it's being done in Ottawa, it's being done in possibly Edmonton, Calgary, I don't know, right? So kudos to BCCB Ottawa. You guys are amazing. You are doing phenomenal job, right? Okay, setting the example for all other chapters to follow, right? We have this amazing thing where chapters learn from each other, right? And Ottawa has gone ahead. So let's come back to another aspect, which is BCCB Women. And I'm not in it, but I would like to get your feedback about it. How do you feel that thinking that to create a space only for women, managed by women, right? That like when we created it, there was no such thing in the community, right? Or if there is, I didn't know, or it didn't come to prominence, right? Today, BCCB Women is everywhere. How do you think it's doing, Sabera?
I'd have
Or
to say out of
how you
all
feel being part
the
of it, how you feel being part of it.
I would have to say that out of all the forums, I think my most favorite one would be BCCB Women,
Wow.
because I know, if you go back 10, 15 years ago, women didn't have that personal space to talk about certain problems that they're going through, to share certain problems. So, it was culturally frowned upon at one point many, many years ago.
Yes,
That's not to throw our culture under the bus in any means, with all due respect for our
but that's a
culture.
reality. Yeah.
Yeah. So I found that while I'm on my phone, I sometimes, go through posts from BCCB Women, and I think it's very eye-opening to see how certain women are, how much struggling they are in life, and how much
Yes,
help they
yes.
need
And we'll
from
talk
other
about
women.
that. Yeah.
And
Let's talk about that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I've seen posts that are maybe not as happy posts. Maybe a woman is
Alarming.
really struggling in
Yeah.
life domestically.
Domestic
So
violence. Yeah.
yeah. So I personally feel like it's a great space to share anonymously, so that some
Yes.
people don't necessarily know your name or where you're from. It's just a great space to share, unleash your fears, your concerns, your opinions, your idea. And we all need that little space in life where we could share our problems and get multiple opinions from other women. So it
Right.
could be like looking at it from other people's perspective.
Right. And
That's
and
what I
I do get feedback in the sense, obviously, BCCB has keen interest in each forum that it manages. And Shaima Hassan, who is also the co-founder,
mm-hmm.
she and others like Nadia Hassan, then your
Mm-hmm.
Sadia Obaid, right? Many others, Nahid
Yeah, yeah.
Ismail, right? Okay, Rafia, so many other people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not naming every single one, right? Okay,
No,
they
no,
would
no.
talk about what a wonderful space it has been. And then they did
Mm-hmm.
bring, you talk about our woman, they do
Mm-hmm.
go through issues that we don't see or we don't
100%.
feel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And one of the issue definitely is domestic violence that is
yeah.
there, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we did create a system under the previous our last president Rumana Salim. She has
Mm-hmm.
personally taken initiative
Mm-hmm.
to partner up with Nisa Homes, just to make sure that if there is a support needed, we have
Yeah,
somewhere, right, someplace. It bothers me personally, right? Okay,
yeah.
it saddens me, okay, and that's also one of the motivation I want this BCCB woman to be leading us and to
Mm-hmm.
be empowered to such an extent where we can say no and no to everybody. I'm saying right now, no to domestic violence, right? Domestic
Mm-hmm.
violence is a sign of coward. I'm sorry to say, I'm being very
Oh,
blunt about it.
100%,
I'm being
100%.
very blunt about it, and
Mm-hmm.
some of us we are guilty of it, and I personally feel saddened, and we can talk about it a long more,
Yeah.
and I think
Mm-hmm.
we are getting better. I think we are getting better. Even the male, those, there are so many wonderful husbands all around supporting. There are so many wonderful women
Mm-hmm.
and friends, right? But I do think one of the important thing is that just having that support system, woman to woman,
Mm-hmm.
that person would not feel comfortable to talk to, right, in front of 29,000 crowd or 30,000 crowd, right?
Yeah, yes, for sure. Yeah.
And I personally, I'll tell you one thing, Sabera. I want you to know, and to all everybody, we created this BCCB Woman at a time when we felt that forum has become bigger, and at the same time we realized that a woman is not going to talk about many issues or feel comfortable in front of whole BCCB, right? So they need a space. So that was the reason. So thank you so much. So you are not saying this because you're a woman and so BCCB woman is the best. I'm
No,
just,
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
just kidding.
I, yeah, I'm
What?
saying this from my personal experience in being part of the group. Um, I think that some women, they need to, they don't, they underestimate themselves. If
Right.
that's the correct way of saying it.
They're
They
more
underestimate
empowered.
themselves.
Yep. Fully agree.
Yeah, and I feel like BCCB Women was a great platform to empower other women, to lift other women, to make other women realize their value, to make other women realize that no matter what you are, who you are, you don't deserve to go through domestic violence.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely. And
I
not,
think
it's not in Canada, it's nowhere, nowhere. And we do know that this is a,
nowhere. Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. It's not okay to deal with it. And I believe that the amount of advices that they get to report it
from fellow
is
women members.
definite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that sometimes you need to hear it from more than one person to go report it. Sometimes maybe some women, they need multiple people to tell them to report it to build the courage.
Right.
So that's another positive thing that I think about having, multiple women giving you advices.
Absolutely wonderful. I thank you for bringing it up. And is it fun? Otherwise, BCCB Woman, give us a sneak peek of the world that is not seen to us.
I think it is fun. I remember last year there was a very nice lady. She was doing tutorials on how to wear certain types of shari in a certain type of style. I think that was very, interesting. I know just
my daughter would find it very helpful. Actually, my daughter, because she has to learn how to wear sari at some point. So I can relate.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, just a few days ago, there was another lady. She was teaching online henna tutorials. So she was, assuming that people were bored at home, she was showing how to do henna online. Just a few days ago, I ran into that post, and she did a very good job. And then there was also I think it was last week, they were talking about someone wrote a beginning of a story, and then every woman would add into that story.
Wow, that was a fantastic idea.
One big story, having a passage from 50, 60 women. So it is fun, for sure.
Now I envy, because I don't see all those things in BCCB, and so I will request, actually, through you and to all the women that you're watching, you have phenomenal power. Trust me, I believe in it. I live it. And I live it because I see my wife, I see my daughter, I see my relatives good. I was blessed. You have the power, and use that. Only share it also with beyond BCCB Women, BCCB, because we need to see in the sense, because that's inspirational, right? Okay, not only for that. So yes, thank you so much, Sabera, for such a wonderful thing. And since I cannot post this interview in BCCB Women, I will ask my team and also to you, please do share, because I think BCCB Women would love to hear what a fellow member actually thinks of BCCB Women. So kudos to BCCB Women for being one of the best forum in the whole BCCB world. Okay, there are many others I know, but then I do believe BCCB Women is one of the best. I didn't use it is like.
And I could also guarantee you that a lot of women, their confidence probably boosted after being part of this group. They probably learned so much more about other women's struggle. There's a lot to learn, being a part of this group, for sure. There's definitely a lot to learn. It's very eye-opening.
Perfect. Let's talk about the other forum that you are a member, BCCB Matrimonial, right? Okay, how do you think?
That's one of my favorite ones too.
Okay, tell me, how are we doing over there as a management for my team? How BCCB Matrimonial, how do you see we are doing as a whole?
I think that there's been many successful marriages. I believe just a few months ago, I ran into a post that said the X amount of marriages had taken place in this forum. So I think it's very good. I know that in our culture, exchanging biodata is a very common practice. And some of us live in very small cities where sharing a biodata, or we don't know enough people to share it with. So I think having this platform is really good, that you can share a biodata with thousands of people, and you can get different candidates from different countries, and it's a big diversity. It's nice to see different people's expectations, different people's beliefs.
So overall, you feel that it's good. It's good. Okay. Just a thing for the listeners and those who will be watching. BCCB Matrimonial Heavenly Match. That's the name. we have created to help connect your prospective bride and grooms, their relatives. Because for example, I'm in that forum, but obviously I'm not looking to marry. I have a wonderful wife. But why am I in that forum? Because I know somebody who needs help. So when I see I'm helping somebody, right? When I see there is a prospective match, I help them, right? Okay. So everybody, we welcome everybody. It is for all Bangladeshis, not only Canada, not only America, and we do have an amazing team. I don't know you have seen it or not. So we have in our team, you have people from Australia, management from Australia, from UK, from Emirates, from Sweden, not Switzerland, from Paris, from Germany, from USA, from Canada, from Bangladesh, a big team. I can go on and on.
Everywhere.
And even I have from South Africa. Think about that,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Okay.
Wow,
So,
that's good.
and we are spreading. So it is a phenomenal platform where you don't pay anything. You don't pay anything, and you actually interact with people. So we don't say, in the website normal, before you give the you want to look for the number or contact, say give your credit card, isn't it?
Yeah.
Normally, because they will.
You're experiencing it firsthand. You're dealing with it firsthand.
Yeah,
so.
but you cannot contact, right? Okay, so most of the things I have seen somewhere. But anyway, the point I'm making that it's free. Just a question. So BCCB Matrimony has a different challenge. The challenge for us is it connects people from Bangladesh, from Australia, from from US, from Canadians, Canada. So people who are outside and people who are inside. There is a cultural grooming perspective is different, right? I'll just give an example for everybody to understand, so you don't feel offended. Reality is, when I was in Bangladesh, I had a maid, a servant, somebody was, কাজের লোক যাকে বলে, right? কাজের লোক ছিল. So, and we used to treat them in a certain way, right? Okay, do this, bring that. Coming to Canada, I got used to do my things myself. There is nobody to help, right? So, as a result, my perspective, my approach to the maid, I will call it maid, or it's changed. It changed. I cannot go back to Bangladesh, and when I see them, I cannot call them anymore Tui. I cannot call them Tumi. I call them Apni Ashen. Even I cannot give them hard work. Before that, I want to do, right? Okay. So these are the ways. So it's nothing wrong in it, right? Every country has its own. So the challenge that BCCB Women faces. So you will see a certain way of BCCB. Biodata coming from Bangladesh. And again, if you compare, say, American Bangladeshi or, someone who is born, their biodata is completely different, right? Okay. And then there is also a challenge that, never mind, that's a reality. If someone from Canada wants to marry somebody in Bangladesh, same way in Bangladesh, there are so many that they want to marry outside Bangladesh, right? I see nothing wrong in it, but then sometimes I do see people getting upset about it, right? Okay, why in Canada? Why is this? So we do have challenges, right? Okay.
For sure, but that's like anything else in life. There's always going to be a minor challenge in everything. And I do understand that some people, people were under the impression that a lot of people from Bangladesh, and again, that's not to throw anyone in Bangladesh under the bus, with all due respect to the people of Bangladesh. Some people do feel like people in Bangladesh specifically want to marry someone abroad so that they could obtain a visa or a passport or,
and
this type
Sabera,
of mentality.
That is somewhere the goal as well. I'll be very blunt about it. Some we do see actually wants to marry outside just because of the passport. I understand that. I understand the urge to come out, because I came across a post, and I'll tell you, where a 25 years old wanted to marry somebody who is 47 or 40, a male 25 wanted to marry a divorced somebody who is 45, 47. So there are red flags around that. Normally that doesn't happen. That happens because someone wants to. So the point is, not everybody, and same way those who are outside, like Canadians, right? Okay, my wife, for example, wanted to marry someone from Bangladesh, right? And that's why married me. So it's both way, right? And there's no offense about it. This is about recognizing the reality, and that's where comes the due diligence part, right? One has to do their due diligence. My question to you, when those challenging things comes up, right? How do you think the management of BCCB Matrimony deal with it? Could they deal with? Are you happy? are they stern, or do they patronize, or they are like strict, saying that no, we are not going to allow any nonsense or disrespect? What is your assessment about the BCCB
There,
management team, matrimony management team?
there were a few posts in BCCB Matrimony that I personally I didn't appreciate. In a polite way, I did respond to the post saying that this
This is not
unfortunately does
right.
not sound
Okay.
good. This is not right. When I had posts like that, which I didn't think was respectful, I would say that the admin team did a very good job in handling the
That's
matter.
what I wanted to hear. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and I also think that they were they weren't attacking about it. They were rather very polite about it. And they said politely, if this is how you are going to behave, then unfortunately we're going to have to cut ties with you.
Absolutely.
So I think they did a very good way in terms of handling situations that are disrespectful. BCCB Matrimony is a big diversity of people, so many different people coming from so many different countries, and they have so many different expectations. And I know that sometimes, people, they come too fast to judge, or they come too fast to criticize. But at the end of the day, for the vast majority of the part, I think that it's pretty good. We do have to remember that, Allah has made us beautiful all in our own very ways. He has blessed us all in many different ways. Everyone's blessed differently. So I think it's a question of just, respecting each other's differences.
Absolutely.
And knowing that everyone can have different dreams and different desires in a marriage.
Absolutely.
So when I do see someone disrespecting a potential
member,
yeah. I don't like it, and I'm not going to sit there and read it and scroll down.
And that's what we want.
Make a point. Yeah.
That's we want. So here's the thing. I always say this thing, and I think you will agree with me. Good voices must speak up.
Yes, for sure.
If good voices do not speak up, then what happens? The bad voices will continue to persist.
They will outnumber the good ones.
Right?
Yes.
Someone needs to say, "Hey, this is not right," in a very polite way. You don't have to go and fight. You don't have to go and pick battle, right? You just need to say, hey, possibly you can rethink the way you are saying, or please don't do that. It is not right. Or it is not right to disrespect somebody who is a fellow member. Things like that, right? Okay, and it doesn't apply only to BCCB Matrimony. I think it applies to every forum, not only BCCB, beyond BCCB, whatever millions of forums they have, right? Okay. So no, I am almost at the end of my discussion. It's a fascinating discussions where we talked about that, and I recently actually we started another good initiative. I just wanted to tell it to you. We have created this Bangladesh funeral service, whereby we are trying to create a community support system for people in need if someone dies. And there will be many more good initiatives. So since I'm getting a chance to talk to you, I would request you one thing. If there is any time, any feedback, any suggestion, any constructive feedback, and if you think you should give it, right? Lubaba, who is your cousin, Tanjib, the phenomenal Ottawa team, BCCB Matrimony team, just reach out to us. At the same time, if you find that we are doing somewhere we need to course correct, right? We're doing something and that's wrong. That. Have that conversation. I think challenging each other is extremely important, because if everybody says yes, will there be anything new coming out? Never. You say A is best, I say yes, everybody says yes. Somebody has to say, hey, A is not the best, possibly you can look at B.
Different opinions.
And then there will be a discussion, right? So through that discussions. So that's it from my side. Do you have any questions? So here you get me, you can ask me any question. I will not shy away. I will be here right in front and want to really hear. If there's any question you have, you can put it there, but this is an opportunity. Let's talk about it.
So I want to first off start by thanking you for being the founder of BCCB, the Journey of Hope. I feel like, it is because of you there's so much positivity in it. So many people are able to share their thoughts, ideas, and network through this forum. If this forum wasn't there, then maybe people would not have the space to do that. So you do deserve a big credit for that. And I do want to give you a big thank you for that. I also want to thank you so much for taking the time to, interview me about this. I feel special that of all people that you decided to pick me. But I do have a small question. What made you pick me? What made you feel like I was the person that you wanted to interview from Ottawa?
That's an amazing question. So I'll tell you, first of all, let me just deal with the other thing where you thanked me. I think, Sabera, and I really believe it from my heart, journey of hope is beyond me. It has surpassed what I started, right? It's not possible for me to do what we are doing. You don't see me in
Yes.
Ottawa. You don't see me in
Yeah.
Vancouver. You don't see me in Hamilton. You don't see me in Saskatchewan. You don't see me in BCCB Women. You don't see me and my wife everywhere, Shaima Hassan, right? You don't see us everywhere, right? And I think none of this would have been possible if not good people, many, and you're one of them, many would not have trusted us, given us a chance that, hey, we want to take a chance with you. We believe in you. Let's see what you do. So right now, this whole work, it is possible because of, I use that word very consciously, Sabera, phenomenal team. Phenomenal team. Right? Okay, so everything that you said, kudos to the team. Kudos to the team that you're listening. And kudos to all the BCCBians that keeps inspiring us, just like you. Because you are an inspiration for us as well, right? We need to recognize that. And going back to so all the credits to the team, it is no more I, it is us all in it together, right? Yourself included. Now about your next thing, that why did I pick you, or why did I decide to choose you? That's a very good question. You see, Sabera, when I started doing this BCCB, I don't call myself founder. I think I'm a worker, right? That's how. And sometimes people make me president, make me all these big things. Like I personally, I hate it, right? Okay, because I never did BCCB being its president. I always did it as a worker, and I take it as a challenge for myself not to allow anyone to work harder than me, because I need to set that example, right? Okay. Now, one of the thing I personally, this is my philosophy, is that if I chose to serve the members, right? You didn't come to me and tell that, hey, Rimon, you have to serve me. Number two, there is no obligation, right? I don't have any obligation. There is no legal demand or binding that, hey, this is, we have to do it. So it is a conscious choice I made, right? Now, in that, my philosophy is every one of us are equal, respected, every single one. I don't see big or small. To me, every BCCB member matters, right? Okay. And why did I? So there are so many others, and I'm talking only, not only to you. There are many others I spoke, and I will continue to talk. To me, what stood you out? Like, let's say, if I'm to allowed to be blunt, is that I did see your interaction. In fact, in BCCB Matrimony, one thing that actually inspired me, hey, I need to know her as a member, and just have this conversation. What I found is there was a very disrespectful post, which was disrespectful to the woman as a whole, right? Okay. And what happens when such thing happens? Usually we take a back seat. We don't want to fight, right? We think, we don't speak up. These are all social bully, right? Okay, when we use the social media to disrespect somebody, humiliate somebody, and there I found you stood up. You were extremely polite. You were bold, and you actually you opposed it. You said, no, it's not right to do that. So that was the time, actually, I was like, wow, there is somebody who stood up. And then you did tag admin, and we stepped in, our team, my team, they stepped in, right? Okay, that was a very nice moment for us, that our members do step up for each other. Every BCCB woman member, and in the BCCB Matrimonial, I'll post it there, they should be grateful to people like you that stand up and say, no, you do not disrespect anybody. We are here all in it together. And here is another thing I want to tell everybody that's listening. Sorry, I'm talking, it was your talk, but now I'm adding to that.
No, don't worry.
It's a simple thing where, I don't know you. You don't know me. I didn't know you, Sabera. This is the first time I'm looking at you. You are looking at me, possibly. We are interacting. We don't know each other. And nobody forced us to come together in a forum. It's a choice we made. I choose to serve, You chose to be part of it and accept it. And when I come together in online, what is there to fight? What is there to disrespect if not help? So that's something I saw special in you, and I feel it is a phenomenal quality. I applaud it. I salute it. Right? Okay. I totally really salute it, and I hope many other members will be inspired by you. Thank you so much, Sabera. If there, do you have any other question? Do you have any other question?
No, I just want to give you a big thank you for taking the time out to talk to me today. I also enjoyed being a part of this conversation with you, and just to show my appreciation towards the whole forum altogether.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to the listeners, to the viewers. I think this is a phenomenal segment for me personally, even though I'm doing it in my channel, and I'll share it with all the members of BCCB. BCCB is something close to our heart. We believe in it, the journey of hope, which is building a better tomorrow, which is building a platform of future. Future means our kids. And in a way, and because of the way we are, right? Okay, you'll be much younger than me, right? So I do see in you a future generation, next generation, Sabera. I'm being very blunt. So in that, I do believe BCCB is doing a phenomenal job. Someday, other day, I will come to you with different stories of BCCB, inshallah, right? Okay. Till then, just know BCCB was blessed to be invited by Facebook to take part in their 2019 Facebook Community Summit, where I was fortunate to meet also with 450 plus your community leaders from all over the world, especially from North America. And with me there was a woman, Nadia Hassan. Okay, she is the president of BCCB Sports, and both of us represented our country, Canada and Bangladesh and Canada, and you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being. Stay with me, walk with me. Many more fascinating stories will be there for you. All the best. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, everybody. Those who are watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much.